Now that we feel comfortable with our ribbons in our sketchbooks, we are going to go to good paper. We are going to be working 12 by 18, which is right here. What you are required to do is you are required to draw 3 ribbons on this page. 3 ribbons. You're going to start out with 1. Your first ribbon that you draw is going to touch the left and the right side of your paper. This is going to be your main ribbon. You want to make sure that this ribbon is the most complicated ribbon of all of them. So start with that. So if you want to jump into the chopstick technique, then we can jump right into that and we can draw our ribbon. So let's try our ribbon. And we're going to keep our ribbon. We're going to make sure it touches both sides of the paper. And it goes off. Then we're going to be making our connections. Where every crisscross is, we make our connections. You want to make sure that we draw really lightly for this step because this is good paper. If you mess up, it is really easy to erase on the good paper. So we're going to make all of our connections here. Now, we're going to continue drawing because I would need 3 ribbons. You need at least 3. You can always do more, but I need 3. Now we're going to continue drawing another ribbon. This ribbon is going to go behind this ribbon, and we're going to be using space. We're going to be creating space with this by overlapping the ribbons. It makes the picture look 3-dimensional. So I'm going to use the chopstick method again. I'm going to start over here. And what's going to happen is you can stop, and notice that I just did that wrong. In my first video I said you do not want to turn your hands like this. You want to make sure that your hands are nice and steady. So good thing I drew really lightly that I could erase this. Alright, so let's start again. So I'm going to draw my next ribbon. I'm keeping it together, okay? And what you want to do is you can actually draw right on top of the ribbon that you did prior. And we're just going to end up erasing it. So right here, this ribbon that we first drew is going to be on top. So we're going to make sure that we erase it so it looks like it's overlapping. Do you see how it looks like it's going behind now? And we're going to come over here and we're going to erase it. We're just going to continue following the ribbon here because we don't want our ribbons to look like they're see-through. And we're going to continue over here. Now I'm ready to start drawing another ribbon. The ribbons behind it can go in any direction. So if you want the ribbons to go across, diagonal, okay, it's totally up to you of how you want your ribbons to be on the paper. So I'm going to continue over here. Maybe I'm going to make these ones go up. They're going to go down. And I'm going to continue this one all the way off the bottom of the paper. Now I'm going to start at the beginning of the ribbon. Follow it around where it's overlapping. Erase it. Where it's overlapping, erase. Keep following it. Erase. Follow it. Erase. And you can always go back and fix your lines. Now I need to make sure if there's any kind of crisscrosses I have made connections with. And you can always go back and refine any of these lines to make sure that they're nice and clean before we go to the next step. Make sure they're over here. Okay, over here. Now, here is a connection that I did not draw the line. What you're going to do is you're going to take your ruler. You're going to make sure that you draw this here. Make sure you draw over here, your connection, and then erase. Now, if you look at your paper and you think you need to add one more ribbon, go for it. But you are only required to do 3. So it's totally up to you of how many, but I need 3 ribbons. And you notice that it looks like it's creating space because they are overlapping each other. They do not look see-through. They look like this one is on top of this. So right now you've already created a 3-dimensional ribbon. From this stage, have Mrs. Ford check this. If I give you the okay, then what we're going to do is we are going to move on to video 3.